Okay, so continuing our ongoing series of reviewing Algebra 1, we're still doing equations, this time equations with the distributive property, which is basically just equations with parentheses. So our first one, nice and straightforward, says negative 7 plus 2x equals 27. So if you just see a negative all by itself, we know it's just going to change the sign of everything inside the parentheses. If you have a hard time wrapping your head around that, remember we can put a 1 here. So we can say that's really negative 1, and then we can distribute that. So negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. Bring the rest down. So you can see all we did, all that negative did is made the negative a positive, made the positive a negative. Then it's just a two-step equation again. So we get rid of the plus or minus. So to get rid of plus 7, we're going to do minus 7 to both sides. We get negative 2x equals 20. And then we divide both sides by negative 2 to get x all by itself. We get x is negative 10. We can double check our answer here. So negative 10 times 2 is negative 20, plus negative 7 more is negative 27. And then the opposite, so negative of negative 27 is positive 27. That checks out. All right. Our second example, let's look at this two ways. The first is actually use the distributive property because that's what the title is. So I can do 3 times negative 2, 3 times negative 5x. That's going to give me negative 6 minus 15x equals 99. Okay? Then we're going to add 6 to both sides to start getting x by itself. Okay, so that leaves us with negative 15x equals 105. All right, and here's really the problem with this method. Now we have to divide both sides by negative 15. And I don't remember what that is off the top of my head, so if I just count it out, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105. That is 7 times. So I'm going to be left with x is negative 7. Okay? If I plug it back in, negative 7 times negative 5 is positive 35. Minus 2 is 33. 33 times 3 is 99. Okay, that checks out. This is correct. Okay. What if I could lock this in place? If I could all this make it tiny. Okay. So I want to look at this a little bit differently. And this only works on real simple problems like this one, but it's a nice thing to recognize as you're able to do. Okay. So I'm looking at this. I see 3 times whatever this works out to be has to equal 99. So I know that this has to be some whole number because 3 times something equals 99, which means I can get rid of this 3 without having to distribute it. If I just say, if this is 3 times something equals 99, then I can divide both sides by 3. Actually, this was on this side. That's so smart. So if I divide both sides by 3, this will actually cancel out. I'm left with negative 2 minus 5x equals 99 divided by 3 is 33. Okay. So that's what we did. We still got rid of the 3. We got rid of the parentheses, same as this first step here. But now instead of the numbers getting bigger, the numbers actually got smaller, which really helps if you're not looking to like do this on a calculator, not having to work it out. If you want to do this in your head, it's a lot easier to make the numbers smaller than it is to make them bigger. So then we still need to solve our two-step equation. So to get rid of minus 2, we do plus 2 to both sides. So this cancels, so negative 5x, 33 plus 2 is 35. And now suddenly this is a lot easier for me to do in my head. I know 35 divided by 5 is 7, and a positive divided by a negative is going to be negative. But we get the same answer either way. So if you want to distribute every time, go for it, don't let me stop you. But if it's a case where the number outside the parentheses is an integer, and the number on the right is an integer, then these have to divide out evenly. Should divide out evenly. Okay, so we can actually use this method on every single one of these problems here. But don't tell anyone that, because we were definitely doing the distributive property. All right, if you got questions, you know the drill. Send me a message on Canvas. We'll help you out. Okay, bye.